respectable conditions, in an atmosphere of elegance and refinement. Objects? Matrimony. Unfortunately, I will not be able to offer my usual lightning services, as I have a previous engagement in Yonkers, New York, arranging the second marriage of Mr. Horace Vandergelder, the well-known half-millionaire. As my late husband Ephraim Levi used to say, that means he's got at least $60,000 cash. But I will do my best to make sure somebody's carried over a threshold before the week is out. Now, I might also mention I am available for financial consultation, instruction in guitar and mandolin, short-distance hauling, and varicose veins reduced.
Call on Dolly. She's the one the spinsters recommend. Just gave the kind of man your sister wanted just that you want. Don't forget to bring a million and she'll match you. Call on Dolly.
Mr. Kemper, the artist, you know, I'm a bit of an artist myself. I do those silhouettes with black paper and scissors. I did one once at a rate looking the other way. I had to do it like that because I'm just no good at noses.
Mrs. Levi, the train for Yonkers leaves in 5 minutes, and if we don't get there on
Oh, but we
time...
will, Mr. Kemper, and not only will Horace Vandergelder give you permission to marry his niece Ermengarde, but he will also dance at your wedding, and not alone, mind you, as I happen to be engaged in finding him a suitable second wife himself. What he really wants is someone steady to clean the house. As my late husband Ephraim Levi used to say, marriage is a bribe to make a housekeeper think she's a householder.
I know all about it, Mrs. Levi. Half of New York says he's going to propose to Miss Irene Malloy this very afternoon.
Which is exactly why I'm on my way to Yonkers this morning. I will take on your case and 4 lovebirds with 1 stone. Or whatever I'll throw, I'll see. And well, what do you think of that? I've nothing here to pay my train fare with, only large bills, 5s and 7s.
Sure, I have some change here somewhere, Mrs. Levi. I only hope this isn't another wild goose chase.
And speaking of poultry, I'm also available for fresh New Jersey eggs, surgical corsets reboned, ears pierced, and pierced ears replugged.
Say the kind of man your sister wanted just to match you up. Don't forget to bring a million and she'll match you up. Call on Dolly. If your eldest daughter needs a friend.
Okay, Mrs. Levi, what's in this for you?
A living, Mr. Kemper. Some people paint, some sew. I meddle. I have a again. I'm going to marry Mr. Horace Vandegelder for his money, and I'm going to send it out circulating among the people like rainwater the way you taught me. And I want a sign from you, Ephraim, that you approve. Oh, it won't be a marriage in the sense that we had one, but I shall certainly make him happy. And I'm tired, Ephraim, tired of living hand to mouth, so I want that sign.
Mrs. Levi!
Sometime today. Now, don't you worry, we'll get that train. We'll make it to Yonkers, just leave everything to me. For when my little pinky wiggles, something gets the giggles, then I make my knuckles active. Mine says she's so attractive. Then I move my index fidget, and they both begin to fidget. Pressure with the palm, matrimony comes when my hand in bed.
I'm 17, and another year I'll be an old maid!
Well, I forbid it! Dare to be an old maid under guard, and I'll cut you off without a cent. And don't cry in front of the store! And by thunder, you'll go weep for a while in New York where it won't be noticed. Now get upstairs and start packing your trunk. Don't you get any tears on that lot who was just boiled. Cornelius, Barnaby. Is that Miss Vandegelder? I certainly did, and I've got news for you both. I'm going to New York this afternoon to march in the 14th Street Parade. And when I get back, you're going to have a mistress.
I'm too young, Mr. Vandegelder.
Not yours, hell and damnation, Mom! I mean, I'm getting married again. And in honor of that occasion, I've decided to promote you, Cornelius, to chief clerk. Well, what am I now, Mr. Vandegelder? You're an impertinent fool, that's what you are. And I'm promoting you from impertinent fool to chief clerk. Any more questions?
Yes?
Does the chief clerk get an evening off a week? No, sir. He'll attend to the store as usual. Now get back to work. And don't you forget to put the lid on that sheep dip. Evenings off, marrying artists, foolishness. You know, 99% of the people in this world today are fools, and the rest of us, we're in great danger of contamination. Why, even I was once young, which was foolish. I got married, which was foolish. Then my wife died, which was foolish of her. I grew older, which was sensible of me, and I became rich, friendless, and mean, which in Yonkers is just about as far as you can go. Well, I know what you're wondering now. Why a man of such good sense would be doing anything as foolish as getting married again? Well, the answer is simple. This house without a wife would be an empty shell. And pretty dirty, too. It takes a woman all powdered and pink to joyously clean out the drain in the sink. And it takes an angel with long golden lashes and soft resting fingers for dumping the ashes. It takes a woman, a dainty woman, a sweetheart, a mistress, a wife. Oh yes, it takes a
congratulations. 1,000 congratulations.
What?
Oh, congratulations, Miss Gelder. All of New York is buzzing with the news that you practically proposed to Miss Irene Malloy. The streets are lined with elderly young women prostrate with grief. All my congratulations and sympathy.
Sympathy?
Oh, did I say that? A slip of the tongue. No, really, I'm delighted with the happy news. After all, she wasn't easy to unload. And by that, I mean, you know what people said about her, although I, for one, never believed the rumors. No, I didn't.
Rumors? What rumors?
Oh, nothing to get upset about, Mr. Gelder. According to all known facts, her first husband passed on quite naturally. It's just that he went so sudden. A few spoonfuls of chowder that she made special for him, and poof. Don't make it happen to anyone. There's no truth in it. Just one word of advice, Mr. Gelder. Eat out.
Now see here, Mrs. Levi, you mean to tell me...
I mean to tell you nothing. Just some friendly advice. Stay away from the chowder. Oh, by the way, she ordered her wedding dress. You should see it. It's beautiful. Black. Well, congratulations on your forthcoming nuptials, and may guardian angels watch over you both, particularly at dinner.
Now, one moment, Mrs. Levi. You introduced me to Mrs. Malloy, and rumors or not, I still intend on paying her a call this afternoon.
Very well. I suppose there's nothing for me to do but go back to New York and tell the other girl, the heiress, not to wait.
What did you say?
Nothing. A word. Heiress.
Particulars, Mrs. Levi. I demand particulars. Her name.
Her name? Money. Ernestina Money.
What a lovely, lovely name.
Picture, if you will. Hair as shiny as a newly minted dime, eyes as big as silver dollars, and skin as soft and mossy as an old greenback.
I can feel her now.
Age 19, weight 102, waist 47.
Waist 47?
That's with the money belt's on. Now, I could arrange for you to see this Ernestina this very afternoon.
Well, I ain't got time, Mrs. Levi. I gotta send my niece Ermengarde to New York until she forgets a certain Ambrose Kemper.
Well, I can do that for you. I know just how to handle such things.
Well, then I'm marching in the 14th Street Parade.
What an amazing coincidence. Guess who's been chosen to ride the main float, the spirit of 14th Street? Miss Money. Her mother was a cash, you know.
Well, I'll be there, Mrs. Levi, but I still intend on paying a call to Mrs. Malloy first.
Very well, then I will meet you on the bench in front of Miss Malloy's hat shop at 2:30 as usual.
Now, one more thing, Mrs. Levi. Suppose I decide against Mrs. Malloy, and I don't like Miss Money neither.
Well then, I happen to have one more name on my list. A name I know as well as my own. But I won't get into all that right now. It'll come up a good time. Don't you worry about that. But wait till you see Ernestina, a vision of beauty.
It takes a woman of power and hate to joyously clean out the drain, the sink, and it takes a female for setting the table and cleaning the curtain and cleaning the stable.
It takes a woman. Da 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 da. Oh yes, it takes a woman. Da 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 da. You know, Ephraim, I think I'm going to have that room done over in blue wallpaper. Yes, in blue. Ambrose, come out here. Ermengarde, we have to go get her. We've got plans to make.
Chief Clerk. Been promoted from Chief Clerk to Chief Clerk. And if I'm good, I'll be promoted to Chief Clerk again. 28 3/4 years old. When am I going to begin to live?
You can live on holidays, Cornelius.
You must have forgot what we did last Christmas. Those tomato cans exploded. We spent all afternoon cleaning them up. Call that living? No. Barnaby, you and I are going to New York.
You mean close the shop?
Uh-huh.
We can't.
We'll have to. More of those tomato cans are going to explode.
Holy cabooses! How do you know?
Because I'm going to light this candle under them. That's how I know. Those cans, they'll explode and cause cause such a stink, customers won't come near the store for 24 hours. That's our evening off. New York, Barnaby, we're gonna live dangerously, we're gonna spend our money, we're gonna have a good meal, we're gonna get arrested!
Holy cabooses!
And one more thing, we're not coming home till we've each kissed a girl.
Cornelius, you don't know any girls.
Well, I'm 28 and 3/4 years old, I gotta start sometime.
Well, I'm only 17 and it's not that important to me.
Now, the first thing to do is make you financially independent. I know, I'll find you a job. Can you dance?
Artist, Miss Levi, I paint.
Well then, my card.
Mrs. Dolly Levi, Anders taught how to dance.
There's a man, Rudolph Weisenweber, at Harmonia Gardens on 14th Street. I give you a note for you to give to him, and we'll see if we can have you entered in the polka contest tonight. The prize is a week's engagement and a solid gold cup. Oh, the cups we won after me.
Now hold on, Mrs. Levi. No fiancé of mine's gonna set foot in a cafe. And I don't mind saying that I'm surprised you have acquaintances in a place like that.
Not acquaintances, Mr. Kepler. Friends. Dear friends from days gone by. Ephraim Levi believed in life, and any place you could find it. Cafes, ballrooms, yes, even theaters. Why, even when times are bad, every Saturday night, like clockwork, we'd come down those stairs at Harmonia Gardens. Ephraim and me.
It's all very well to come down like clockwork, Mrs. Levi, but you're asking in regard to work there.
It's the only way to show Mr. Van Gelder that we mean business. Now, you go to Harmonia Gardens this afternoon and tell him that Mrs. Levi sent you. And incidentally, tell Rudolph that Dolly's coming back. And that I want a table for 2 and a chicken for 8 o'clock tonight.
All right, Cornelius, the top roll looks good. Now hold on that swelled up like it's gonna blow. Holy cabooses, Cornelius! I can smell it from up here.
Let's get out of here, we're going to New York! Out there, there's a world outside of Yonkers. Way out there beyond this hick town, Barnaby. There's a slick town, Barnaby. Out there.
All because of that impending marriage, I tell you. What? What? Marriage? Oh, I thought you knew. Why, the marriage of Mrs. Dolly Levi is arranged with Mr. Horace Vanderkelder, the well-known Yonkers half millionaire, and my employer and friend, Miss Irene Malloy. But if you ask me, I'll never take the place of her late husband, Mr. Malloy. Maybe he can make you rest in peace. Wherever he is, I'm not quite sure. Oh, it's all too much with these late husbands and new marriages. It's a time to long always born on turning her head for the third time. Same old story, she wants more cherries and feathers, to get to know us fellows. But if you ask me, she'd do better with a nice heavy veil. I told her, ribbons down the back is what we'll be wearing if we want to catch a gentleman's eye, but she had none of it. Cherries and feathers, cherries and feathers. But today, of all days, when that poor, sweet, dear Mrs. Malloy has enough on her mind with what, Minnie? With the door. It's stuck. It's stuck. Then push. Hold on. Oh, will you help us open our door? It's stuck. Thank you, gentlemen. And as I was saying, Miss Malloy, I could bite my tongue for the things I've said and the things I haven't said, but as long as I've gone this far, I might as well go all the way. Mrs. Malloy, why?
Say it, Minnie. Why have I decided to marry Mr. Horace Vandergelder?
Oh, Mrs. Malloy, I didn't ask you that. I would rather die on the raft than ask you such a personal question. But as long as you did bring it up.
I married Horace Vandergelder for one reason and one reason alone, Minnie. I hate hats, and I can no longer stand being suspected of being a wicked woman with nothing to show for it. Take my word for it, Minnie. Either I marry Horace Vandergelder or I break out of here like a fire engine. Oh no, not Miss Mortimer again.
Miss Mortimer, I'll take care of it.
No. Minnie, leave it be. You can make another for Miss Mortimer if you like. I'm wearing this one for myself.
Oh, Mrs. Malloy, you can't. You're a widow, and that hat, well, it's provocative, that's what.
Is it, Minnie? Well, you never know who may come into the shop today. Provocative may be just what I want.
Mrs. Malloy! my share of love, and I'm not saying I was shortchanged. Once is enough for a woman as long as it is true love, and it was that. Minnie, there's two men outside staring at the shop. Men? Why, I do believe they mean to come in here. Men in the shop? Oh, Miss Malloy, what do we do? Do? I flirt with them, of course. I'll give you the short one. Oh, Miss Malloy, with all that talk about love. Love enough I've had. It's a big adventure I can do with now. We'll get them all heated up, then we'll drop them cold. It'll be good practice for marriage. Now, let's go back into the work. I know a few ways we can perk up our appearances. Besides, a little more weight will make them even more nervous and easier for us. If you say vamp, I'll scream. Vamp. And so I'll try to make it easier to find me in the stillness of July, because a breeze might stirring up behind me that might happen to catch a gentle wind's eye. Oh, we'll get an adventure out of this.
Adventure out of this yet, Barnaby. All day long, we wander around New York and nothing happens. We come to the quietest place in the city, and suddenly,
Vanderbilt! Is he still out there? Go look. He's right over there on that bench, Cornelius. Are you sure this is an adventure?
oh, you won't have to ask me. You'll know it when you're in one. How much money do we have left?
Okay. 40 cents for dinner, 30 cents for the train ride back, and 20 cents to see the whale. 90 cents, what?
All right, when those women come back, we're gonna pretend that we're customers. That's it. And we'll pretend that we're rich, then we won't have to spend anything. We're just two men about town looking for hats for ladies. Cornelius Hackle here.
Barnaby Tucker here.
Mrs. Malloy here. What can I do for you, gentlemen?
You see, we're ladies. And
We're hats and we want to
you see, we're looking for hats to Malloy, and
We wanted to buy some ladies to Malloy.
Don't talk. You see, we're looking for hats. Well, for ladies, of course. And everyone said to come to Mrs. Malloy because she's so pretty. I mean, her hats are so pretty.
And so reasonable. Reasonable as in under $1. That way we'll have enough left to see the whale.
You'll have to pay him no mind. We've come all the way from Yonkers to see the whale. He's a bit excited. Look out the window, you might see him pass by.
Is it big and blue with mean little red eyes?
Yeah, I think it is.
It's over there on that bench.
Did you say Yonkers, Mr. Hackle?
Oh, yes, ma'am. And forgive me for saying this, but you should see Yonkers. That is, maybe Mr. Muller would enjoy seeing Yonkers.
Oh, I'm a widow, Mr. Hackle.
Pardon me, she's a widow! I mean, I'm so sorry. I'm sure Mr. Malloy would have enjoyed Yonkers. Especially in that hat. On you, not on Mr. Malloy. God rest his soul. You're Catholic, aren't you? Don't let that bother you. I can change if you want me to. What I'm trying to say is, if you should come to Yonkers in the near future, I'd love to show it to you from top to bottom.
Well, actually, Mr. Hackle, I may be in Yonkers sooner than you think.
Oh, really?
You see, I have a friend who lives in Yonkers.
Do you?
Perhaps you know him.
Perhaps we do.
Although it's always so silly to ask in cases like this. It's Mr. Vandergelder.
Horace Vanderbilt!
Vandergelder's how you feel?
Oh, you know him!
No, ma'am. No.
Mr. Vandergelder is a very substantial man and well-liked, they tell me.
Oh, he's just a lovely man. Just lovely. Has only one fault as far as I know. He's as hard as nails.
Cornelius?
Perhaps your friend might like this one.
Oh, look out!
Come here, party, Mr. Lloyd.
Gentlemen, what are you doing?
Help us, Lloyd, fly later.
Really, Mr. Hackle, Mr. Tucker, please come out of there at once.
We're as innocent as can be, Miss Malloy.
Well, gentlemen, will you please come out of there this instant or I will be forced to... Mr. Vandergelder!
Mrs. Malloy. I don't suppose Mrs. Levi is here, is she?
No.
Well, she was supposed to meet me on that bench 10 minutes ago. Well, if she comes, she can just go looking for me. When I make appointments, I like people to be on time. Here, Chocolate-covered peanuts on shell. That's the expensive kind. Did I just see you talking with two men?
Men? Men, Mr. Vanderbilt? What would two men be doing in the ladies' hat shop? Let's go into my workroom. I'm so anxious for you to see it.
I saw it last week.
So you did. Well, how are things in the hay feed business, Mr. Vandergelder? I hear you have two friends, both hard as nails.
What on earth are you talking about?
Yonkers! I hear Yonkers is such a wonderful city.
And who's been telling you about Yonkers, might I ask?
Nobody. A friend.
What friend?
Well, you see, he...
Hey!
A customer, Mr. Vandergelder. Someone quite well to do, as a matter of fact. Perhaps you know him. It's, Mr. Haggle?
Did you say Hackle?
Why, yes.
He happens to be my head clerk, that's all. Mrs. Malloy, I demand an explanation.
And I'm going to ask you, why shouldn't she know Cornelius Hackle? Everybody in New York knows Cornelius Hackle. Why, he's in the opera. He's in all fashionable homes. He's at Harmonia Gardens 3 times a week.
Impossible! He's only got $146.35. And I keep it in my own safe.
Oh, Mr. Vandergelder, you're killing me. He's one of Lady Hackle's. They built the canal.
What canal?
The Panama. The Panama. Both.
Well, it ain't the same man.
Well, who took the horses off of Jenny Lynn's carriage and carried her through the streets? Cornelius Hackle. And who dressed up as a waiter at the Fifth Avenue Hotel and dropped an oyster down Mrs. Astor's? Oh, I couldn't say, but it was Cornelius. He's the playboy of New York. Now, I mean, don't deny it. I can see you were taken by him just like everybody else. Excuse me.
Now see here, if there's a man in that closet,
Mr. Vandergelder, it's too dangerous.
no man that hides in ladies' closets can frighten me, Mrs. Levi.
No man indeed. I can see you'd make short work of any man with those muscles rippling underneath your coat back and forth. Ripple, 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 back and forth. Ripple, ripple, ripple.
For the last time, Mrs. Levi, will you stand aside?
Stand indeed. That's exactly what the courts want to know when you're accused of entering this closet without a search warrant. I mean, what do you stand for? If you don't stand for the laws of this great land, I know what I stand for. I stand for mother, and a hot lunch for orphans. Take off your hat, sir. Betsy Ross's blood is pressed. Do you see him on at Gettysburg? I mean that great triumphal arch. If you see him as he's traveling through the grace of wrath, stand and march.
Hey, Bowser!
Has this not affected you, sir? I came here as an immigrant girl, 14 years of age, from a land that oppressed my people, and I must echo here what was said to me by a great and patriotic American. Moses. I stand for motherhood, America, and good for all its interests. Take off your hat, sir. There's a Tuesday name, I say, to you, state in the in that great triumphal march. If you hear me singing DC, we'll show release. March, march, I stand for motherhood, America, and a house for all its tiring breath. I just stand for my country. To you, free, living on in my latitude, I see it. I turn to church me down. So all if you hear me, it's a bring of the crazy. Stand up and march, march. What score and 7 years ago? March, march. To Fort or Irving to give him. March, march. Down the torpedoes, full speed ahead. March, Now, there couldn't possibly be a man in that closet. God bless you.
Mrs. Malloy?
All right, Mr. Vandergelder. There is a man in that closet.
Aha! What the devil?
Oh dear, also happens to be a very simple explanation. But for the present, good afternoon. My Lord, the whole room is crawling with that. I'll never get over it. Now, Mr. I take it I'll see you this afternoon.
You certainly will, Mrs. Levi, with a certain young lady on the main float at the end of the parade. Good day, Mrs. Malloy.
I do not wish to hear any explanations, Mr. Hackle. Mr. Tucker, just both of you do me the pleasure of leaving my shop at once.
But we didn't
Or I will be forced to call Officer Goldie.
Well, if you ask me, Irene, calling an officer is laying them off too easy. The law courts, that's where these two belong. I've been counting the number of things these two have committed, and you have enough grounds for 2 writs, a non-lupus menti, and a garnishee. However, let's see if we can settle things amicably first. Have dinner with them.
Dinner?
Dinner? Dinner. Is that really necessary?
Oh, that's the way things are done in the court, Irene. Dinner first, garnishee afterwards.
Well, if that's the way things are done, Mr. Hackle, Mr. Tucker, you may take Miss Fay and myself to dinner.
I'd be delighted. I speak for Barnaby, too. Heard there's a wonderful place down at the train station.
Oh no, Mr. Hackle. If Harmonia Gardens is good enough for your fashionable friends, it's good enough for us. I think we have a wonderful orchestra.
We couldn't go there. It's not the money or anything. It's
the whale!
It's the whale! It's not the whale, Barnaby. It's the dancing. They have exhibitions, even contests there. It would take me months, years to learn. Mrs. Dolly Levi, 28 3/4-year-old chief clerks, taught how to dance.
Now, it's very simple. You put one arm here, and you put one arm here.
I have absolutely no sense of rhythm.
Absolutely no sense of rhythm is one of the primary requirements for learning by the Gallagher-Levi method. Just give me 5 minutes of your time, and I'll have you dancing in the streets. Now, we'll start with lesson 7, the waltz kick turn. Right foot touch, left foot touch, under, back, around, touch. Right foot touch, left foot touch, under, back, around, touch. Out, over, unfurl, release. When I pick up the lucky women, you'll find tapping in your arms. Put your hand on her waist and stand with your left in her right hand. And 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
Oh, look! I'm dancing!
been long enough. Let me go. Every night now, I've put out the cat, I've locked the door, I've made myself a little room tidy, and before I go to bed, I say a prayer thanking God that I'm independent, and that no one else's life is mixed up with mine. Then, one day, an oak leaf fell out of my Bible. A perfectly good oak leaf, except now without life and without color. And I noticed that I was like that oak leaf. For years now, I have not shed one tear, or have I been filled with the wonderful joy that something or other would turn out well. And so, Ephraim, I decided to rejoin the human race. And I want you to give me away. For the parade passes by, I'm gonna get in step while there's still time left. Before the parade passes by.
Yes, Dolly, you must.
Irene, Cornelius, I will. For the parade passes by, I'm gonna go and taste Saturday's life. For the parade passes by, I'm gonna get some life back into my life. Ready to move out in front. I've had enough of just passing by life. The rest of them, I can hold my head up high. 'Cause I gotta go again, I gotta try again. I'm gonna feel my heart coming alive again. For the parade. Look at that crowd up ahead. Listen and hear that brass harmony grow. Look at that crowd up ahead. Pardon me if my old spirit is showing. Those lights over there seem to be telling me where I'm going. The whistles blow, and the sails crash, and the stars light the sky. I'm gonna raise the roof, I'm gonna carry on. Give me an old trombone, give me an old baton, before the parade passes by.
And hear that brass party go. Passes by. Me and my old spirit showing. All the signs over there. You're telling me that's what's in. Let the whistles blow, and the sails crash, and the stars light the
Mrs. Levi, she's beautiful. Everything you said and more. Don't move, Miss Money. I'm coming. I'm on my way. Hey, you cut that out. That's my fiance. Stop. Thief. Pickpocket. I paid for this girl and I want all the parts. Oh, Miss Money, what have they done? Mrs. Levi, what is the meaning of this?
Nothing to get upset about, Mr. Rockefeller, just a last-minute substitution. Miss Money had some urgent business. The thing was running a bit short, and she had to help them out. But don't worry, she'll meet you at Harmonia Gardens tonight, as arranged.
But that's the most expensive restaurant in the city.
And well, it should be what food and the fastest waiters in New York. Now, I might be a little bit late, so you're gonna have to meet her in front of the restaurant. She'll be wearing her
are hereby discharged as my marriage broker. From now on, Dolly Gallagher, you're a woman, just like everyone else. What's happening?